Coming up, talking on the train, Metro is encouraging you to use your cell phone while riding. We'll tell you what they did and why you will be happy.
And American University students are going to have to dig deeper into their wallets for the upcoming school year. Stay tuned for more. District Wire News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Tom Anderson.
And I'm Ashley Murphy. You may never have to miss a text message or call waiting on the Metro platform again. Metro just added more cell service providers to 20 of their busiest stops. Laura Petty has more on the story.
Have them, use them, and depend on them. And now many more of us will be able to use them while traveling through the DC metro area. Metro just added T-Mobile, AT&T, and Sprint Nextel services to 20 of their busiest stops. Enrique Reyes is the retail store manager of the T-Mobile store in Friendship Heights.
Well, we always were asked the question, hey, when are you guys going to be in the metro? Or, you know, it was something where they'll tell us, well, I love you guys, but I need service in the metro. So we've lost a few customers, or I would say many customers, because of the no service in the metro.
The Verizon monopoly dates all the way back to an agreement they made with Metro in 1993. But now all four are getting equal representation on the platforms, making travelers happy.
I think it'll be really good, especially when you're traveling somewhere to meet up with someone. It'll be really beneficial to be able to text them when you're on your way and have contact with them before you get there.
I didn't know it was going to be added, but yeah, it makes such a big difference because I'm a commuter, and so when I'm on the metro, it's basically like a whole hour that like you can't reach me.
The four carriers have plans to cover the remaining 27 metro stops by the end of 2010. For District Wire News, I'm Laura Petty.
Think twice about taking the Metro if you are feeling under the weather. Metro has prepared a special webpage for tips about how to prevent the spread of the cold while on the Metro. Metro is also taking matters into its own hands. Contact surfaces are being cleaned with environmentally friendly disinfectant. Over 1 million people travel on the Metro daily.
President Obama declared a state of emergency because of the increased number of H1N1 cases. Obama said there is potential for the pandemic to overburden healthcare resources in some locations. People in Obama's administration called the action a proactive measure, but does not have any connection to new developments. Since April, millions in the U.S. have been infected and more than 1,000 have died from H1N1.
Small group of protesters, many whom were bussed in from churches, rallied Sunday in downtown Washington, D.C. to demand that the D.C. Council reject a measure to allow same-sex marriages in the district. The debate over whether D.C. should legalize same-sex marriage is entering its final stages, as the D.C. Council is meeting today to discuss the issue. It is widely expected that the D.C. Council will approve a same-sex marriage bill before Christmas.
This year, private universities around the country are raising their tuition costs by over $1,000. AU is no different, and it's making students a little nervous. Charlie Arnold has more on the story.
In the midst of a tough economy,
I don't qualify for financial aid. My dad just lost his job.
the going rate for an education at American University is getting even higher.
I think it's unfortunate.
This year, AU increased the undergraduate tuition cost by more than $1,500.
I feel like colleges and universities around the United States are becoming more businesses and concentrating less on actually helping people.
Mark Welch, the director of student accounts, says the increase in tuition is nothing new.
This has been the norm forever, and it's probably averaged about 5 or 6% every year for 25 years. In the early, mid to late 80s, it was as much as 9%.
He says the increase is not a choice, but a necessity.
Every year, the programs keep getting bumped up. There's more people that have to take care of these programs.
It's a tough pill for students to swallow.
I think everything benefits a certain person, but if I go for what's just benefiting me, yeah, I think I'm getting ripped off a little bit.
Especially when they have to pay for books and food on top of high tuition costs.
Father and I, we took out a loan for this year because of the recession and everything that's happening with the economy.
The silver lining, AU is allotting more financial aid spending in its budget to help struggling students. Charlie Arnold, District Wire News.
Coming up after the break, the nation's capital is cutting back on spending. Gabrielle Gorder will explain what that means for the future of the homeless in D.C. It wasn't a nap that distracted a flight crew that overshot its destination by 150 miles. It was a conversation. Pilots on the Northwest Flight 188 said they lost track of time and location because of a conversation they were having about company policy. The airline flew past the Minnesota airport on its way from San Diego.
The city of Washington is balancing finances, and that means cutting back on spending. Gabrielle Gorder has more on the story.
Philip Black slept in an alley off Wisconsin Avenue until this year. He lost his plumbing job after missing too many days of work while he recovered from an emergency surgery.
When I came out of the hospital, I was evicted. I was homeless.
He now works 15 hours a day selling street scents, a newspaper written and sold by some of DC's homeless and unemployed. The city's homeless will depend more on donations and programs like Street Sense next year. Budget cuts are slashing a total of $12 million from 2010's homeless services funding. District Mayor Adrian Fenty is cutting $1 million from the city budget. This comes at the same time as an additional drop of at least $11 million in federal funding. Now shelters are looking for new ways to bring in money.
We're just out there scrambling like everybody else, talking to our donors and trying to find new donors. If the funds aren't there, the funds aren't there. We just hope that the City Council, of course, will realize the importance of having safety nets for those who need a safety net in this world. And there's also going to be this winter a lack of shelters, it looks like.
Black worries shelters will not be able to give the homeless basic necessities this winter. He says funds were not well distributed before the budget cuts.
When there was money given out, we still didn't see it. I mean, they closed the shelter downtown, the Franklin shelter. We don't see where the money goes. I mean, even that friendship place, it's hurting them from what they used to give us. As far as T-shirts, underclothes, socks.
Street Sense is feeling the recession too.
I mean, the economy is hitting everybody from the top to the bottom. It's affecting Street Sense paper too, because the paper used to be 25 cents per copy. Now it's 35 cents per copy. And in order to sell Street Sense, you have to buy the paper first and then sell them. So you are a vendor. This is a real job. This is no charity.
Black says Street Sense allows him to help others while he helps himself. Gabrielle Gorder, Washington.
The Yankees have won the pennant, defeating the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim last night in New York. The 2009 World Series will get underway Wednesday night in the Big Apple as the Yankees entertain the Philadelphia Phillies. The Game 1 pitching matchup is a nightmare for Cleveland Indian fans as it features the last two American League Cy Young Award winners, CC Sabathia and Cliff Lee. The defending champion Phillies will look to prevent the Yankees from capturing their 27th championship.
The phrase ball and chain became a reality for Santo Gambino of Sicily. Gambino was transferred from prison and put on house arrest, but soon asked to be taken back to prison. He wanted to be locked up again to avoid arguing with his wife. Police charged him with violating the conditions of his sentence and sent him home to patch things up with his wife. That's all we have today. I'm Tom Anderson.
And I'm Ashley Murphy. Have a great evening.